potential new fallout within the African American community from the president's public support of gay marriage. Prominent African American pastor Dr. Emmett Burns says his congregation in Baltimore will not support President Obama because of this position, and has reportedly told his parishioners not to even vote in November. Deneen Borelli is a Fox News contributor. Santita Jackson is a radio talk show host and a Fox News contributor as well. Deneen's here in New York and Santita's in Chicago. Ladies, good morning to both of you.
Hey, Bill, good morning.
I don't know which way this is going to go. Deneen, what's your feeling on this at the moment?
Well, first of all, President Obama this is bad politics for him. He is on the wrong side of the issue. He is going against the values of Black Americans. And when you're looking at the fact that he is also splitting his base, he's going for the gay community versus the Black community, where he has thrown them under the bus. And he's also splitting the unions versus the environmentalists when it comes to the Keystone Pipeline, for example. So I think his campaign is in turmoil right now. They're very concerned about trying to hold on to Black votes, but I think Obama has taken the Black votes for granted, just like other Democrats have done as well.
Let me bring Santita in on this. You know, some have used the word desperation. They see internal polling numbers of the White House, or even in Chicago, where the operation's set up there for re-election, and they're scared. What do you make of this decision as it affects specifically African Americans?
Well, you know, I don't think that this campaign is scared. I think that we have to dial this back a bit and understand that President Obama is the president of the United States. He's not the pastor of the United States. He made a political announcement, not a prophetic pronouncement. I think those who are going to stay home were going to stay home anyway, because the excitement of 2008 would have been very, very hard to maintain in 2012. That having been said, I think that African Americans, overwhelmingly those who vote, will be voting for President Obama, because we understand that he is the CEO of the government, a government that has a constitution that he's sworn to uphold, a government that has a constitution that protects all Americans, red, yellow, black, brown, and white, straight and gay. And this government separates church and state, and it enables us all to have life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and live by our faith, in our faith, but under the law, which covers everybody.
And Santita, I think the White House would make a similar argument. I think the question comes back to whether or not he loses any support, especially in some of these key battleground areas. You go back to 2000, this is what we found between Gore and Bush. 90% of African Americans went with Al Gore. 2004, 88% went with John Kerry over George Bush. 2008, 95% supported then Senator Obama over Senator McCain. And Deneen, when you look at that, is there a crack in that now?
Well, listen,
or not?
I really think this is all about the economy. If you look at how unemployment in the Black community is deplorable, it's 13%. It's almost double among what it is for whites. And among Black teens, it's 38.2%. Those numbers are outrageous. And so Obama's policies are failing our country, failing the Black community. His energy policy, it's a regressive policy. High gasoline and utility prices are harming hardworking Americans and those who are unable to afford higher energy prices. So really, his policies are harming Americans, harming Blacks, and I say he has thrown the Black community really under the bus in order to get money from the gay community and to get their votes.
Santita, do you hear the same thing in Chicago?
No, I do not. The fact is, the economy broke down. We saw in 2007, and we saw an absolute break in September of 2008. The fact is, the Black community is suffering, and we don't blame it all on President Obama. We can't, because we have been failed by Democratic presidents and Republican presidents.
So you don't expect a backlash because of that?
Well, I think that you're going to see a dampening of enthusiasm. There are studies that show that the Black and Hispanic communities are not voting with as great an intensity as they did in 2008.
But unemployment wasn't as high as it is now.
But you know what? We have been suffering. We were suffering in 2008. That is why all of America decided to do something new.
But what you don't do is impose policies that are going to make our economy even worse.
Let me finish.
More Americans
The fact is,
one second.
more and more Americans.
Get to your period, Santita.
Well, the fact is, everybody's suffering, and we've been suffering for a long time. We cannot just put this on President Obama. This is something that belongs to Democrats and Republicans, and I, like you, Deneen, want to see, I want to see a real discussion, not just on same-sex marriage, but on the economy. Because you just let in with Jamie Dimon and J.P. Morgan Chase.
On this election, at places like North Carolina that was so tight 2008, you wonder if Democrats even have a chance this time around. Deneen, I'll give you the last word on all of this. You were trying to jump in there?
Yeah, I think his campaign is in turmoil. turmoil. He's very concerned about black votes. You have pastors who are coming out against what Obama has done. So he has problems where he should be in the lead ahead of Romney right now, and he's not. So he's really dividing his base right now.
Ladies, thank you both. Santita Jackson in
Thank
Chicago,
you.
Deneen Borelli here in New York.